guys, it's Ms. Schmidl, and I'm here to teach you how to annotate using the Cami app. So the first thing you notice is I'm on our Schoology course page. So I'm going to scroll down and find week 1, and then I'm going to find today, Tuesday, 119. Now, my folder does look a little bit different than yours because I'm the teacher, and some of you guys are not doing this today on Tuesday, 119. Some of you guys will be doing this on Thursday, just depending on what day you're the Zoomer and what day you're Roomer. But I'm going to use Tuesday's folder, even though they're about the same. So here's our lesson for today, and if we scroll down, there's a folder that says Zoomer Work Time. So here we have Practicing with Apps, which is the presentation that you were just viewing, and then we have the Reading the First 100 Days. So anytime you see, I like to call this a newspaper, but anytime you see like this little newspaper-y type icon, that means that either a Cami reading assignment or a Google Doc assignment has been attached for you guys to work on, which means that it creates an individual copy for every student in class. You don't have to download anything. You just click a button for it to open up. The first thing, though, for this to work properly is you have to make sure that you've already downloaded the Cami extension. If you haven't, you need to pause this video, go back and add it. All right, since you've already downloaded the Cami extension, we're going to click on the Reading the First 100 Days. And here it tells us the directions that we're going to practice using the Cami app to follow our annotation process as we read this iCivics text the first 100 days. When we're done reading, we're going to hit Submit. The annotation process, here's our little graphic. We're going to number paragraphs, we're going to set the purpose, circle key terms, and highlight and comment. Then, down here we have a PDF of the reading, but we don't want to click on that. We want to use Cami to annotate so we can highlight and write in the margins. So I'm going to click this button. This is Open Assignment with Cami. So here it gives me a copy of my assignment, and because I've already started annotating, you're going to see a couple things that I've already done. So the first step in annotating is to number the paragraphs. So I just went to text box, I clicked the color I wanted, I chose purple because I'm pretty loyal keepy, and then you just click wherever you want to write a number or a letter, and you'll do that. If you mess up, you just exit out. So go ahead and number your paragraphs. We have 10 paragraphs. So pause this video, number your paragraphs. Great, you just finished numbering your 10 paragraphs. The second step to this annotation process is to set the purpose for reading. So our purpose for reading, if you looked on your slides, tells us that we are looking at what can impact the first 100 days of a president's term. So you're welcome to copy and paste this. So I'm going to go copy. And then I'm going to go back to my reading, and I'm going to add a text box here, and I'm going to paste, oops, it doesn't like it up there very much. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to paste, Control V, my question here, and because this is the purpose of why I'm reading, I'm going to make that really big. So I'm going to make it, let's see, maybe 24. There we go. And then I can stretch out this text box so it's nice and big. My question mark got messed up there. So I'm going to set my purpose right here, and then I'm going to put EQ, which stands for Essential Question. And the essential question is the big idea that we're trying to learn from a text. We might have supporting questions that help us understand a text or lecture or a lesson, but essential question is the big idea. So go ahead and add your essential question, your purpose for reading, to the top of your page. What can impact the first 100 days of the president's term? And then come back. Great, you're back. So the next step in annotating is to read the text and mark it up. Okay? So what I like to do to mark it up is you can highlight here using this tool, the text highlighter, and I'm going to pick pink because I like pink. And you can highlight things that are important. You can also use the comment tool to write comments. So I'm going to read the first paragraph with you to show you how to do that. Okay, so it says, when a president takes office on January 20th, the clock starts ticking. The first 100 days of a president's term has become the yardstick by which we measure the success of the new executive. There are many things that are closely judged during the first 3 months of an administration. How well does the new president transition into power? What campaign promises turn into successful legislation, which fall flat? And how can the cabinet nominations received, or how are the cabinet nominations received by Congress, the American public? And how are both domestic and foreign policy challenges handled? Great. There's a lot to mark up in that text. The first thing I'm going to mark up is I'm going to mark up that a new president takes office on January 20th. I'm going to highlight that. And then I'm going to write a comment about why I highlighted that, which is step 4, and say January 20th is inauguration day. Okay, inauguration means the beginning of a new period for policy. So January 20th, Inauguration Day, means that this is when the new president takes term. So for 2021, it means the end of President Trump's term and the beginning of President Joe Biden's term. So I'm going to go ahead and put a comma there because that's why I highlighted it. Then it says that the clock starts ticking. The first 100 days of a term becomes a president's yardstick. I know a president's term. Maybe you remember this too, so I'm going to put a comma here. President's term is 4 years. So I'm going to put that there. Maybe you remember that from 8th grade, or remember you already know that. Becomes what to measure success of the new executive. There are many things that are closely judged by the first 3 months of administration. So those first 3 months are also known as the first 100 days. So I'm going to go back here because that text helped me understand that. I'm going to highlight that. Highlight this, first 100 days. And then I'm going to put a comment here. Also, I'm going to put the first 3 months of the president's term. It's always so nerve-wracking to type in front of people, even on video. Okay, so then I have some questions here. So how well does the president transition into power? What campaign promises turn into successful legislation? So one thing that the text told you guys, or the steps told us, when we go back to practicing annotation, or annotation process, is it says here that we should circle key terms, defined words. We can also circle things that we might not know. So as we are reading on Cami, one cool thing that Cami does is you can use a dictionary. So let's say you didn't know what the word legislation meant. I can do that, and it will tell me laws. So if I looked up a word, I should probably comment what that word means. Legislation equals laws. Okay? So as I'm going through, first step was number my paragraphs. Second step, state the purpose of why we're reading. So we put our central question. Third step is to highlight. Fourth step is to write in the margins. So you're going to continue to read this text. It's just 2 pages and follow that process. When you are done, you're going to respond to this reading in Schoology in a Google Doc assignment. Good luck. If you have questions, make sure to reach out to me on Schoology Messenger.